News, presented by your Tampa Bay area Volkswagen dealers. Drive bigger.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Holly Gregory. This is your Spectrum News in 90. After a 5-year court battle, a federal appeals court decided tonight that a St. Johns County school board policy did not violate the constitutional equal protection rights. This is a case involving transgender students. Our partners at the Tampa Bay Times say the lawsuit was initially filed by a transgender student who identified as a male who was denied access to the boys' restroom at a high school. The ReliaQuest Bull Parade has been canceled. City leaders in Tampa, along with bull organizers, are calling it off due to the potential for some storms in the area around the time of that parade tomorrow evening. The Florida Lottery is celebrating its 11th consecutive year for record-breaking sales. Lotto officials say that the sales for the last fiscal year topped $9.3 billion and a record $2.3 billion went to education. That is your news. Time now for your Klystron 9 forecast.
We'll definitely have clouds overnight into your early morning hours, but we're also going to have some areas of fog. Watch how the fog kind of develops and drifts through the area. Now, it might not be too thick in all spots, so don't be overwhelmed by the fact that it shows it almost everywhere. But I do think there could be some spots, especially close to the coast, where it does thicken up, and then it will start to break up as we go through the mid-morning hours tomorrow. We're looking at low temperatures, pretty mild, generally in the low to mid 60s.
A developing story out of Clearwater tonight. Police are on the scene of a hazmat situation along US 19. Crews say this tanker carrying 8,500 gallons of gasoline overturned and started leaking. Hazmat crews immediately responded to the scene, and officials say they're working to contain the spill.
We believe just preliminarily that 1,200 gallons may have leaked. The good news is they've been able to kind of build a dam to contain that gasoline that has leaked, and they also believe that they have the leak stopped.
Officials say they don't believe that the gasoline made it into any storm drains, but out of an abundance of caution, they did evacuate Congo River Gulf and also a hotel called the Roadway Inn nearby. More than 20 units responded to this incident. Police say there are no injuries. The loss of a broadcast legend. ABC News is reporting Barbara Walters, the first female anchor in evening news, has died. Walters was also a co-host of 2020. She also launched The View. The renowned journalist made her final appearance as a co-host in 2014, but stayed on as an executive producer. Walters won 12 Emmy Awards during her 5-decade career. Barbara Walters was 93 years old. Tragic story out of Lakeland tonight. Police say a mom and her 2 young sons were found dead inside a car in Lake Wire early this morning. They are investigating how that vehicle ended up in the water. Spectrum Bay News 9 reporter Sarah Blazona spoke with a woman who says she saw the incident unfold. We are learning more tonight about the man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students. 28-year-old Brian Christopher Koberger is facing 4 murder charges. The deaths of those college students stabbed in their sleep rocked the small town of Moscow, Idaho, and people have waited 7 weeks for this arrest, often frustrated with the lack of information on the case. Police say Koberger is a graduate student at Washington State University in Pullman. That's just a short drive over the Idaho state line. Moscow Police Chief James Fry thanked the community for their tips and support during the investigation.
These murders have shaken our community, and no arrest will ever bring back these young students. However, we do believe justice will be found through the criminal process.
Koberger is being held without bail in Pennsylvania, where he was arrested. He will be in court on Tuesday and will be extradited to Idaho to face the charges there. Turning to another big local story tonight. On the field, he is known as Tom Brady's backup, but from now on, he'll be known as a hero. Buccaneers backup quarterback Blaine Gabbert helped rescue the people that were on this helicopter when it crashed into the bay yesterday. Tampa police gave us this video of that rescue. Gabbert was out on a jet ski with his brothers when he heard a loud noise just south of Davis Islands and decided to check out what happened. That's when the family came across the Hupp family after they had just escaped the helicopter. Gabbert says he helped get two of the hups onto his jet ski while the other got on his brother's jet ski. They ended up towing the pilot until first responders showed up.
Well, for the end of this year, we're going to end up, regardless of how much rain we receive tomorrow, at least a foot above our average on rainfall. So it was a good year for rainfall. But when you look back at each month, you'll notice, wow, there are some huge differences, like February, really, really dry. October, really, really dry. But then you look at June, July, September, wow, huge numbers. So this isn't that big of a surprise, climatologically speaking. This is the peak of our rainy season right here, June, July, August, September. But we did have some months in there that were like, whoa, kind of stood out. April usually is not that wet, 6 inches. November, usually not that wet, over 5 inches. So that's what really bumps your numbers up. And that's one of the reasons why we don't worry too much when we do have a drier month. And, you know, it's like, oh, no, we fell below average. No, not really. Over the course of the year, we ended up with a way above average rainfall. Beautiful sunset out there tonight. I mean, absolutely fantastic. If you missed it, check out these colors. It looked a little different everywhere, but it was beautiful just about everywhere. Carmen, nice shot from Ruskin there. Here's another good one from Ryan and Brandon. And here's another good one from Tim and Holiday. See what I mean? It just looked different every location. What's happening is a low pressure area is moving across the Gulf, so it's pushing that high pressure off to the east, and that's why we're getting cloud cover coming in from the west. That's why we had clouds around today. Well, this is what we get tomorrow. We get rain showers. So it won't be a severe weather threat, and it won't be a total washout all day, but it is definitely going to be a gloomy day with rain showers coming in from the Gulf for tomorrow. So I'll just give you a heads up right now. You're probably going to want to take the rain jacket with you for tomorrow. All right, morning temperatures in the 60s with areas of fog. And then as the day goes along, mostly cloudy skies, rain developing or moving in from the Gulf. High temperatures, there will range. Some spots east and south will get to the mid to upper 70s. Some spots west and north won't barely get past about 70 degrees. Either way, rain exits for Sunday, looking a little bit nicer with highs in the 70s that day also. I'll be back with your 7-day coming up in less than 10 minutes.
Each year at the end of the year, we like to reflect back on some of the most inspiring stories of the year. Tune in New Year's Eve at 7 p.m. for Florida Inspires. That's when Spectrum News' Aaron Murray and Curtis McLeod will bring us updates on some of the year's most inspirational stories from across the state. Again, that's this coming Saturday at 7 p.m.
This portion of Spectrum Bay News 9 is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Here are your winning lottery numbers.
A years-long battle continues over the future of Tampa's drinking water. The mayor is proposing a move to use treated wastewater. That's something a lot of big cities do, but there's been pushback by the city council and from people worried that what they might be drinking. Spectrum Bay News 9's Jeff Van Zandt explains. Music and mayhem is the theme of a new exhibit in Orlando. Travel back through time to explore the city's underground music scene. That's coming up as we go on the town after the break.
Well, for your New Year's Eve might not look so pretty. We're going to have a lot of cloud cover around. We had a lot of clouds today, but for tomorrow, the other thing that we're going to have, some rain showers moving in. Yep. So we've been advertising that this week, how rain showers will be moving in, and don't be surprised if they actually linger into tomorrow evening, which obviously might mean you might want to kind of take a rain jacket with you for any New Year's Eve plans. We are going to be mild, though, all the way into next week. We're really not going to get another strong cold front until the end of next week. And the big part of that has to do with the high pressure hovering just to our south. So it's not really allowing the jet stream to buckle and come down towards us. We are going to see a weather system finally come across the country next week, which will help to kind of pivot that high pressure to the east. We are going to see kind of a colder air mass carving out in the eastern U.S. But again, that's probably still a whole week away. So in the short term, what we're talking about is a little low pressure area coming across the Gulf. There is a front with it, but notice how that front kind of sprawls out from east to west. When you see that, that usually means, oh, it's probably not going to punch through, and it doesn't. Notice how it just kind of pivots. So the drier air slides to the east. Now, it doesn't mean we're going to have multiple days of rain. We won't. So luckily, the moisture passes by, but we don't see a big surge of cooler air on the back side. So for tomorrow, notice a lot of cloud cover in the area. Yes, some rain showers passing through the area. And like I said, we'll probably even see some rain showers lingering into tomorrow night. So notice at midnight, maybe still some sprinkles, cloudy skies. The good news is all this tends to break up. So for Sunday for outdoor activities, although we'll have lingering clouds, I don't expect a whole lot in the way of rainfall lingering. So showers moving into our area for tomorrow with a southerly wind at about 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet, moderate chop to choppy on the Bay and the waters. The rain showers will exit Sunday morning and still mild high temperatures. 70s. We'll even get up into the low 80s Monday and Tuesday. Another chance of showers late in the week, Wednesday going into Thursday. And if we're going to get a stronger front, it's not going to come until next Friday.
Presented by your Tampa Bay area Volkswagen dealers. Drive bigger.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Holly Gregory. This is your Spectrum News in 90. Heading into the weekend, gas prices are up slightly once again. The state average went up 2 cents to $3.13 for a gallon of regular gas. Here in the Bay Area, it went up a penny overnight to $3.10 per gallon. Meanwhile, Southwest is back on track with fewer than 50 cancellations reported by mid-afternoon. That's compared to more than 2,300 cancellations yesterday. The airline apologized again today and thanked workers for working to restore a normal schedule. The airline also says it's still working with customers who are missing their luggage. And the 3 finalists are in to name the Flamingo contest at Tampa International Airport. The top choices are Cora, Finn, or Phoebe. You've got until Monday at midnight to cast your vote on this. Choose the one you want. We've got that link for you on our website. That's your news. Now, here's your Clystron 9 forecast.
Mostly cloudy skies and areas of fog overnight tonight going into early tomorrow, but it will stay mild. Low temperatures generally in the low to mid 60s. However, for tomorrow, I would pack a rain jacket. It's not going to be the prettiest of days. What will happen is as the day goes along, we'll generally see light rain showers coming in from the Gulf, and it will tend to increase as we get deeper into the day. So basically expect that by late afternoon to evening, we will have rain showers in the area.
After canceling 15,000 flights nationwide this holiday season, Southwest Airlines resumed normal operations today, but there are still some cancellations, including some in Orlando. Spectrum Bay News 9's Molly Durig spoke with people at Orlando International Airport who say they are hoping their travel nightmare is coming to an end. New this evening, a farm in Manatee County is redefining what it means to feed people while also saving money, and it's thanks to a new way of growing crops. Spectrum Bay News 9's Julia Hazel takes a closer look at how one farmer brought new ideas from the farm to the table. Former President Donald Trump's tax returns over 6 years were finally released following a lengthy court battle. The House Ways and Means Committee released the tax returns spanning from 2015 through 2020. According to the House report, Trump paid $750 in taxes for 2016 and 17. He paid a combined $1.1 million in net federal income taxes for 2018 and 19 and did not pay any taxes in 2020. Trump's response to the release said in part that the Democrats should have never approved it. Going on to say, quote, "The Trump tax returns once again show how proudly successful I have been and how I have been able to use depreciation and various other tax deductions as an incentive for creating thousands of jobs and magnificent structures and enterprises." Democrats, meanwhile, maintain this release is in line with their duties, and they are calling on their fellow Congress members to act to ensure that future presidents don't avoid proper oversight. Today marked the last day for Munch's Restaurant and Sundries in St. Petersburg, and people young and old came together today to enjoy one last bite at the restaurant that has been serving up breakfast and lunch for 70 years. And for many people we spoke with here, the restaurant's really been a staple in their lives. The owner, Larry Munch, says it allowed him to make connections with people every day, but there's one thing that he will miss the most.
I see these guys once or twice a year, and then we got the regulars that come in every day and stuff. I'll be losing a lot of good friends here because we all sit here and this is where we solve all the world's problems right here.
Larry says he has enjoyed welcoming people to a place full of memories, but he's also excited to take some time for himself. More help is on the way to Polk County to help fight the opioid crisis. And just ahead, a local man shares his story of overcoming addiction and the reason why he says more resources are needed.
We had absolutely gorgeous sunset views. If you missed it, it was fantastic this evening. So that's why you tune into us, right? Yeah, we can show them off to you. We always appreciate everybody that shares their views in their neighborhood because it's fun to see what it looks like from all over the area. For example, this one came in from Tina in Safety Harbor. Wow. Look at that beautiful pop of color. I mean, that's almost like a painting, right? Where you have that perfect reflection from the sky down onto the water. Absolutely gorgeous. Here was another good one from Tom. Green Key Beach right there near Newport Richey. Beautiful view. Look how tranquil. Yeah, it was another one of those really calm, quiet evenings out there. All right, over the next, I'd say 5-6 days, there isn't going to be a massive change in the air mass. There'll be some fluctuations in temperatures. There definitely will be some dry days and some days where we have some rain. But when you look at the dew point, it doesn't really change. Notice it kind of stays in that moderate range. Morning temperatures will be in the 60s. Afternoon temperatures, we're going to say mid-70s, but I'll be honest, not all spots will get to that. I think there's going to be a wide range. I think the farther east and south you are, you'll probably get a little warmer. I think the farther north and west you are, you'll be a little bit cooler because you'll have the clouds and the rain coming in quicker. Either way, this isn't a huge storm system. We don't have to worry about severe weather. There's mild air across the southeast. Really, the active weather is out west. Yes, there is this big batch of rain moving eastward, but this is the big storm system. Not only is this where the cold air is gone, but this is huge valley rains for California, New Mexico, Arizona, and mountain snows. We'll be back with our 7-day forecast to tell you what it looks like into next week, coming up in less than 10 minutes.
Stay informed throughout your day with the Spectrum News app. Our morning and evening briefings, weather forecasts, and local stories keep you connected to your community, wherever you are. The Spectrum News app, your community connection, available in the App Store or Google Play.
Is set to receive millions of dollars over the next several years to fight the opioid crisis, something the county says is much needed. You might remember back in October, Sheriff Grady Judd said that his team seized enough fentanyl to kill nearly 3 million people. Spectrum Bay News 9's Ashanti Ford spoke with a former addict who says more resources are needed to help fight addiction in Polk County.
The Lightning got back on the ice from holiday break and quickly found their edge.
A group of young professionals has formed a special society just to give back. They are called the True North Society. Business owner Taylor Wallace helped to launch the group as part of a challenge. He wanted to invite 1,000 young professionals from the Bay Area to be part of a society that helps at-risk children with their career paths.
I've had a lot of mentors in my career, and it's just been awesome to be able to give back and show kids like we're seeing today what a career working with dogs or just being in business for themselves is all about. So it's just about giving back because so many people have given to me.
The True North Society works directly with the nonprofit Think Big for Kids. They mentor children, offer job shadowing, and participate in career talks. There are also scholarships for at-risk children.
Hey, good Friday evening to you. I'm meteorologist Brian McClure watching the weather for you. Clouds increased today as expected, but we didn't really see a whole lot in the way of rain showers. Well, tomorrow that changes. Rain showers moving into our area, so it won't be the best or the prettiest of days for outdoor activities. And if you were trying to get out there and do some boating, the winds will also be picking up a bit from the south at about 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet. So just kind of keep that in mind. It's going to be a little bit choppier out there. Here are those showers coming in off the Gulf. So expect that it will be a very gloomy looking day for tomorrow. It'll probably be on and off light rain showers going into tomorrow night. Notice I stopped it at midnight, and there's probably still going to be some sprinkles around. And then the good news is it exits for Sunday. So although we'll have some lingering clouds, I don't expect a significant rain chance on Sunday. Will be mild all the way into next week. Highs actually jump back up into the low 80s for Monday and Tuesday. A few showers come through Wednesday into Thursday. And then, like I said, about a week from now is when we'll see the next significant front moving through. There's your pollen forecast for the next 3 days, brought to you by Famous Tate Appliance and Bedding Centers. 5.8, or I should say 5.4, 6.8, 8.1.
I'm Curtis McLeod, and this week on In Focus, it's a trend that's happening in more and more cities across the country and right here in Florida. We're talking about downtown revitalization. When once the suburbs were considered king, there's now a concerted effort to bring people back into the center of cities. Is that paying off? Revitalization efforts, we're talking about it this week on In Focus Sunday at 11:30 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. right here on Spectrum Bay News 9.
In your health report tonight, we're taking a closer look at colon cancer following the death of soccer legend Pele. He passed away yesterday at the age of 82 and had been battling colon cancer since last year. Health officials say colon cancer doesn't typically have any symptoms until the late stages, which is why screening early is crucial.
Here's what's going on in our community.
Brought to you by the Golden Diamond Source.